Good afternoon. Hey, what's up? This is Damien from Angelwolf Studios. So yeah, today it's been a so-so day. Been dragging most of the day. I don't know. Stuff just gets to you after a while. Like, I'm still not getting any support from the government like I'm supposed to be. I can't find any place to get the small business loan because most of the places that I contact say they're still working on previous applications, and so they're not taking any new ones yet. So then, do I have to wait until it gets extended officially before? This is why I keep talking about Patreon and my T-shirt, my merch, because I don't see any other way of getting support at the moment. Right now, I'm also doing like weekly verifications, and that's only because they still owe, that department still owes me money. No idea what's happening with any of that. It's supposedly being worked on. It's supposedly in caseworkers' hands. I'm supposed to be hearing something from them soon, but I haven't heard anything from them. And with that company or with that department, you usually get the notifications online first before you get it in the mail. So it's got me bummed out because I want this relaunch to be successful. I'm adding Unicorn Spit Stain to the list now that I've done a test. I'm happy about that though. What else? Yeah, right now that's the only new thing that's happening. And well, besides the Dice of the Month Club, which so far nobody signed up for. I'm gonna put out another video about that to let you know by when you have to have your pledge in order to get dice that month. So I don't know. Rained a bunch yesterday. Was to be expected, obviously. The hurricane, some people say it was still a hurricane grade, but the last I heard it was just Tropical Storm Isaiah. I bet my nephew, one of my nephews is happy that a hurricane had his name on it. That would be hilarious. Anyway, that is a spider in my house. Not a good look. I hate spiders, if you haven't noticed by now. So, I got to do a lot of sanding today. So all of this and all of this is going to turn all white. So I just want things to be the way they're supposed to be. I feel like, oops, I feel like I am at a standstill with a lot of things. Let's give this all sandpaper since it's here. One of those things being, of course, being able to get enough orders in so that I can hire somebody, because I really do want to move on to my next idea. Something that I think people will enjoy. I think. I don't know for sure. Like on this table right now, I have 3 business projects, business related projects, and 1 home related project just sitting here on the table. I need help. I need permanent help. I'll get it one of these days, I'm sure. I'm just trying right now. Today is just trying not to lose motivation. If you knew how much editing I had to do yesterday. I got to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning after editing and uploading everything. And then shortly after I get in bed, my son calls because he wants to play games. I need to teach him how to take no for an answer because this is starting to get out of hand. So. But he should be going back to school soon. And I think they're going to be doing the same thing they did for the last month of school, where they're just going to have like, well, each class only has 2 days of class, I think. I'm not sure if they're actually going to do that, but that's the rumor. So, but that's in Germany, not here. Here, they need to keep everything closed. And while the kids are at home, start hiring babysitters. There are teenagers that need money for prom and the senior trip, and if there is going to be one, and stuff like that. So, support. Anyway. So yeah, so if you guys could, please go over to Patreon, go over to Teespring, and either buy some merch or jump onto the Dice of the Month Club. Either one of those would help a lot. Of course, any little bit of help that you can give, any little bit of support that you can give, will be grateful and appreciated. So, all right, so let me go get to work and get some stuff done, finally. Now that I'm not sitting at a computer. So, now something smells bad. Oh God. So, came out here earlier, and this is what I found. Let's look at this. I forgot that water goes underneath my workbench and stays there. So I need to find some scrap wood. Good thing I have a lot of it. And I'm going to put that down underneath those boards after I pull them out and dry them off. Whew. So, other than that, everything seems to be fine. I went ahead and cut the metal off of this footboard. Now that I have metal cutting jigsaw blades, let me show. Cut right through like butter. I think the only other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it in half and then throw it in my trash can. Because leaving it on the side of the road is just stupid to me. Table's still fine, still covered up. Doesn't look like it even got wet. Although, I don't know what all that is. But yeah, I gotta get those boards up, let them dry out, and get something underneath them. So if this happens again, which it will, until I get this blocked off, it is gonna keep doing that. And, so I can protect that wood until I need to use it. Then over here, I got two of the legs sanded down. This is what they used to look like. You can see that? Can you see that good? There we go. That's what they used to look like. This is them sanded down. Now, I'm going to go ahead and stain these. And once they're stained, get them ready for packaging. Oh no, sorry, I gotta put the holes in them first. The new holes. Since I covered up the old holes. And let's see if I can get this. So there's where the old holes are. They need to be on this side, not this side. So one thing I hate about hurricanes is not just that, you know, I hate storms in general, but although I used to love rain, I used to love just sitting in the car and listening to the rain hit the car, some nice soft music, and just chill, maybe even fall asleep sometimes. So let me get this over here. That's a better place for it, for you guys to sit. There we go. Don't fall. Okay, so what I hate about the hurricanes is for some reason, there's always a lot of bugs that come around after a hurricane. Last year, or not last year, not last year, maybe the year before last, or it could have been last year, whenever Hurricane Florence came around. Hurricane Florence came in hard and heavy. And after that, we had the most vicious mosquitoes ever. And then people were finding like all kinds of bugs that are not even normal for this area. So, it's crazy. Good thing is, after this, everything cooled down. I am not soaking wet. Before the hurricane, if I went outside, I'd be soaking wet after that little bit of sun time I've been outside. So, it is now 6:30. I'm going to take a break, get something to eat. Then I'm going to go ahead and pull my drill press outside, drill the holes, so I can stain the table or stain the legs. The only other thing I have to do is the topper and the playing area of that other table, but I have to get all this other stuff out of the way first so that I can do that. Again, I will not express enough how much I need help when I'm doing this sometimes. Because while I'm doing all this other stuff, the table is sitting there needing to be sanded. Even though it's not complete, even though there's still two parts missing to it, it could be sanded down to where it needs to be so it's ready for stain as soon as the topper is sanded. So and I really need to have a different shop so I can not have this water problem. Even though I think if I cover up the side, I might not have the same issue. But thing is, I don't want to take that risk. So now one of the things I thought of was, because I have a lot of scrap wood, and I have a storage room. Now, if I can finish that storage room, because I also want to put my tools in there, then I would be able to not only have my tools in there, but I would also be able to put my scrap wood in there. The things that I want to keep for sure to possibly turn into a different project or whatever. So I really need to have that room. I just got to get somebody to help me do that. There's gardening equipment in there right now, which is not a big deal. There is a lawnmower in there. I think it would be better if I kept the lawnmower out of there, because otherwise I'm not going to mow the lawn. So if I can just find a way to keep the lawnmower safe without it being in that particular spot, then I can possibly go ahead and I'll have more room in there, and I'll be able to, see the lawnmower and use the lawnmower. So I'm tired already. So I'm gonna get something to eat and take a break. Then I'm gonna go back outside because I still have a few things to do. So, like I mentioned. So, see you in a minute. When I start a video like this or continue a video like this, it's not good. So, after my break, or during my break, I guess better said, I fell asleep. And it was much needed sleep, trust me. But I'm like, okay, I still have a little bit of time. Let me go outside and finish what I was doing. Have I mentioned I'm arachnophobic? I opened my door, and it felt like I was looking face to face with a huge spider. It looked poison. It looked like it's venomous too. I think it might have been something that might have been one of those things that you really don't want to get bit by. But it was huge. So I froze, as I do. And the thing is, whenever I go out, especially if it's been a while since I've been out, I always look up. Always. Always, always, always look up. Because I've seen the reaction of everything else when I'm like say using my power tools. Once my work table starts vibrating, whatever is on it runs. Whenever I have my table saw on, whatever is on it or in it or under it runs. It doesn't like the vibration at all. So I'm okay with that because they're running away from me. This thing was like dangling from its web. Possibly in the middle of building a web. And then I turned on the light. And it really looked like hanging upside down, like here's its legs. It like turned to look at the light. Then it looked like it turned to look at me. So, luckily, I still had some ant, roach, and spider killer because I've been having a problem with ants. I still had some left in the can, so I was able to spray it with it. I know they help keep the other bugs away. I know. But when I tell you that I almost had a heart attack opening that door, and it's not like it was like right here. It was on the other side of the carport, which was good. Because then I wouldn't be able to go outside at all. And whatever was out there was going to stay out there. I'm going to try again tomorrow to get things done. And now, as I'm walking through my house, I'm going to be looking at every corner, especially the one where I saw a spider web earlier where I didn't notice before. So, yeah. This is going to mess with me for at least a couple of days. So, everything's sanded. I just need to take the drill press outside, drill the new holes, and stain it, and then put it in a box and send it off. I say box because it's just legs. How damaged can they get, right? So... I'm terrified. And I've thought, here I am getting over my arachnophobia by confronting the fact that there are spiders near my wood and everything. And now, it's usually the tiny black ones. I guess I can handle those. But this one was bigger. And okay, it was not, no, it was a little bit bigger than the biggest wolf spider I've seen. It was a little bit bigger than that. And you're gonna laugh at me if I tell you. It was only about that big. But still, it's huge. And that means it can still bite me. Don't judge me, please. Please, pretty please. And this is always after a hurricane. There's new stupid stuff. And now it's a new spider that I have never seen before in this area. Two of them. One was like really small, but it was like it looked more like a daddy long legs. But I knew it was a spider because it had 8 legs. Because I rapidly counted them all the time. Because if it was a daddy long legs, I don't worry about it. But that was creepy. I don't know what to do. I hope there's no more of them. And the funny thing is, and this is what pisses me off, is that the exterminator was just here. Usually when the exterminator was here, I have no problems for months. Even if there's a hurricane. I'm going to start doing this on my own. And then there was something huge flying around today that looked like it could have been the size of one of those murder hornets. It's just how big it was. It was like that big. And I don't know what that was either. It flew around like a bee. I need a new workshop. ASAP. One that's closed in, no bugs, or if there are bugs, I could throw a freaking fumigating grenade into the damn thing and kill them before I walk in. That's what I need. I hope I'm going to be able to sleep tonight. But you're a big guy and stuff, and you shouldn't be afraid. They're more afraid of you than you are of them. No, they're not. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next video.